Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium podcast with Lee and Josh.
On that note, it's episode 107, Josh.
107.
How's it going, man?
The number of completion and 100.
Yeah? What you said wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
Weird way and thing to say, but yeah.
Because you said it.
I believe in numbers.
What? You said
numerology.
You said something about me and numbers before because of the way that I say.
Oh, yeah. Say some number between
1,200.
That's yeah. So instead of saying like 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, you say
1,200. 1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said one time that I say math. I say numbers like Chinese people say.
Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about it on the podcast. That's why they're better at math than we are. Yeah.
Well, so I'm good at math then.
Their numbers are easier to say and write and teach than art. Like, you go through 0 through 9, that's standard.
Mm-hmm.
Then you throw 1 0 on it. So now, okay, so we're doing it in lines here. So 1 1. Okay, so that should be, if 1 is there, 2 of them should be 1 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's 11. Who made up 11? That's not, that word has nothing to do with any. And then 12.
It should be 1 1.
It should be 1 1.
Yeah.
And that's how they're able to just spit through math because 1 1 is they just and so I wasn't anywhere near my mic, but I was talking loud, so maybe it picked it up.
Maybe so. Yeah. Sorry. So I'm good at math. All of a sudden.
Yeah. You sound like you're good at math.
I'm about as good as math. I'm about as good as math
as you are at English.
I'm about as good at math. Jesus. Well, this is episode 107.
107, Josh. How you doing, man?
I'm as good at math as life coaches are at giving life advice. Yeah. I've seen there's a documentary that's coming out about one of the big. It's like a life coach that she was going out and doing a bunch of seminars and stuff, and somebody brought up a good point. It's like, why are you giving people life advice? Like, you don't have a degree, period.
Yeah.
And like, because I've looked into what would it take to become a Christian counselor. You've got to get a master's.
Do you really?
Yes. Huh. You have to go through your bachelor, get a bachelor in whatever, and then get a master's in essentially psychology
or counseling or so.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, you have to go all the way through a master's program to be a Christian counselor, and you're a life coach. You are somebody who is enthusiastic, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that all you are? And then you can spout off like, the best days are ahead of you.
Isn't it like a fad
something.
from the 90s that's just like still around?
We know somebody who's a life coach currently who will never listen to the podcast, so I don't give a crap. Tori Gordon. Have you seen her stuff? Do you remember Tori Gordon?
Was she a Bostic Crew person? Is that,
I have no idea.
Tori?
No. That's Tori Fault. This is Tori Gordon.
I don't know who Tori Gordon is.
You'd probably know her if you saw her.
You keep talking. How does she spell it? T-O-R-I?
Yeah. I was about to say like Jeff does, but then you were talking about not Jeff Gordon.
Tori who?
Gordon. She was around Highlands and stuff.
Coach Tori Gordon.
Yeah. And I'm not knocking her necessarily.
Yeah, and that's fine.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking ill about her because I literally haven't listened to anything that she's put out. But just like this idea that like I can all of a sudden start giving people advice in life on a massive scale.
Yeah.
And like what credentials do you have? You went through a 2-week program with Tony Robbins or something? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you can call yourself a coach.
A life coach?
Sure.
All right. I'm life coach Josh Julian.
She's an award-winning speaker and podcaster. So look, we can just break this down. That doesn't actually mean anything.
What award?
Yeah. So I'm an award-winning food truck.
Yeah.
I can put that on anything I want.
I'm an award-winning jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Right.
I got second place, and there were only 2 people in the
but
event.
that's the same. So she's an award-winning speaker and podcaster. First off, that doesn't mean that you won the award for speaking or podcasting.
Yeah, you could have won an award in Little League Baseball.
You're an award-winning firefighter.
Probably. Yeah.
No. But you won an award, and you're a firefighter.
Yeah. I'm an award-winning
dad,
driver.
Right.
Yeah.
Breather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've won awards.
Top 100 female TikTokers.
Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. How many followers does she have?
825,000.
No, probably not.
Not anymore.
Well, she's probably not in the top 100. Period.
Well, first off,
you got to get through like Jennifer Lopez's and Cardi B's, and then you got to get through all the like just normal TikTokers.
Anna talks almost every day with a girl that has over 1 million TikTok followers, and it's all for baby stuff.
And she's probably not in the top 100.
She's one of the top baby TikTokers.
Yeah, I'm sure she's one of the top baby
just
TikTokers.
Overall, right,
not top women TikTokers.
Right. And
if you said top women TikTok, one of the top women TikTokers, I would probably be like, okay, well, I'll give you that one. But you said top 100.
Yeah. Well, and also...
But like,
right.
How do you become a life coach?
You just say you are one and then get on the internet?
It's like a bounty hunter in the state of Alabama. You don't have to have a license to become a bounty hunter. You declare that you're a bounty hunter.
Is that true?
Yes, that's 100% true.
Yeah,
you don't have to have a license.
Well,
I'm an award-winning bounty hunter.
Sure. But so then her third thing is host of the Coachable podcast. We both have that in our bios.
Yeah.
And then a link tree to some. She has a book.
We don't have books.
No.
We should make books, though.
Finding the Holy in the S.
The Holy in the what?
That's just her tag. That's her slogan.
Oh, finding the Holy in the SHIT.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I guess one of her downfalls is that she can only give advice in a bikini. So that
is that one of the...
That probably hinders her a lot.
Well,
I guess that I understand how that would hinder me.
It probably would hinder you.
Like I got the best advice in the world, but I have to give it in a bikini.
Yeah. Well, she used to come around. She was a Highlands person and unashamed person and all that stuff. So, but was she one of the ones obsessed with Kirk? I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
She didn't fall under his spell.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I did.
I don't. Life coaches to me blow my mind.
You can be a life coach.
It just blows my mind. Yeah. Like why are people giving you money? Is it because they just don't have? They're so desperate for answers that they don't want to go to a therapist.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you want to go to a therapist?
They might also go to a therapist.
They might also go to a therapist.
Yeah. I don't know. You can be a life coach. We have a podcast that gives advice sometimes. Yeah. We're life coaches.
We're in the top 100 Tuscaloosa podcasts.
Absolutely. Probably top 50.
Probably. Maybe 20. Maybe 20 if there's 20.
We're at the top how many there are. That's for sure.
Yeah, which is less than 100, probably less than 50.
Yeah.
We're probably, I'll go out on a limb and say this. We are the longest running Tuscaloosa podcast
that I've ever heard of.
I mean,
that's worth something.
I
just keep showing up.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't backed that up with any.
Yeah, I don't have any data
on that, but I'm fairly sure. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It grinds my gears. Life coaches.
Yeah, of course it does. Because it's
snake oil.
Yeah, it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
But let's not act like this isn't the first time that people have made money for doing nothing.
Yeah.
You can't swing a dead cat without a documentary about a Ponzi scheme from the 80s.
Well, I mean, I go to work every third day, and I make a good bit of money doing that, and I don't do nothing. So.
Tax money.
Yeah. Dang right.
Yeah.
Dang right. Your taxes are going somewhere.
Yeah, to his Tesla bill.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, speaking of life coaches and things that are weird, I sent you a TikTok that was of a documentary that came out by this female comedian.
Well, it's from 2005.
Bonnie McFarlane.
So it was 17 years ago.
It was a long time ago. There were a lot of like female comedians that are like bigger names now that weren't anything like. Amy Schumer was in it, and a couple of other people.
They were up and comers.
Yeah, and the documentary is called "Women Aren't Funny" by Bonnie McFarlane, and
she's a comic, professional comedian.
She's a professional comedian. Her husband is also a professional comedian, Rick Voss.
I don't know.
He was on Last Comic Standing, and apparently a bunch of people recognized him throughout the documentary. Like as they were, and she was upset because people weren't recognizing her. Anyways,
life.
Yeah. Well, so she interviews all these comedians and interviews all these, naysayers that say that women aren't funny. And her job throughout the podcast or throughout the documentary is to show that women are funny. And so towards the end of the movie, she gets the idea, well, I'm just going to, if she doesn't get a lot of laughs in her stand-up. As a woman, and she's worried about that. And so she says, I bet if I was a man, people would automatically think I was funnier.
The boobs and stuff are distracting from the comedy.
Probably.
That's what she's thinking.
Yeah. She's thinking, she thinks I have this negative stigmatism because I'm a woman.
Okay.
People immediately think I'm not funny because I'm a woman. And so she gets this idea to dress up like a man and then go on stage as a man
and prove us all wrong, or that we're all misogynists.
Yeah, and gets 0 laughs.
Booed off the stage.
Like not even.
Crickets.
She was getting more laughs as a woman than she was a man. But how
did she take that?
She did not enjoy it. She walked out crying.
Yeah,
and her husband had to like console her and stuff afterwards. And then she said she was going to quit comedy, but it was like 48 hours, and then she was back to doing comedy. But at first, when I sent you the TikTok, I was like, "Oh, this is a really interesting premise," and I wonder how it goes. I think the whole thing was a joke.
Really?
Yeah, because she
wasn't dressed up very well as a guy.
I guess I could believe that she was a guy.
Yeah.
And she like lowered her voice a couple of octaves and stuff like that. But like, I think she maybe had changed her set for this experiment. And so it was like jokes that she had never talked about. She was trying to talk about guy stuff, and it just, and
did you watch any of her other stand-up not a part of the documentary
I didn't get the chance to. Yeah.
I wonder if she's just not good at it.
Well, so she had some stand-up at the end of it that was like her stand-up, and some like, sprinkled in, and I didn't find most of it funny, but she might just not be funny.
The one of the only. Okay, sorry, babe. So the only woman that I've ever laughed at, her name's Kathleen Madigan, and she's an old brute of a lady comic.
Okay.
Who like ran with Greg Giraldo and like Dave Attell. She's a New York comic.
So she's like gritty.
She was funny.
Really?
Yeah. She's probably still doing comedy. I don't think she's dead. I was talking like she was.
Yeah.
But she's funny.
It was funny in one part of the podcast. In one part of the documentary, they're talking to all these like famous comedians. Like they've got Jim Brewer and just a bunch of guys. And some of them are like, yeah, women are funny, blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, give me name one of your favorite women comedians. Nobody can name any. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say that women aren't funny. And they did bring up a good point that like, if 80% of comics are men and the other 20% are women, and 10% of that 20% suck, but 10% of the 80% that are men suck, then it's a lot less. You just don't have as many women going out there and doing comedy. So there might be some funny ones out there. They're just not doing comedy.
Yeah. Christina Pajitsky, Tom Segura's wife, they have a podcast together where they do a lot of TikTok, watch a lot of TikToks.
Yeah.
She can be funny at times.
Yeah.
But, and this can be sexist, I don't know, it might be, but like vulgar and cussing and stuff.
I don't like a lot of that.
I don't like it when guys do it.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't like it when ladies do it.
Yeah. It's, I mean.
But I like clean comics.
Yeah.
More than dirty ones.
Bargatze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dusty Fence or Dusty Post or whatever it is.
He's funny.
He's funny.
Have you heard of...
I spit my drink out listening to him. Rusty Counts or something.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
I need to find it.
Dusty Slay?
Yes.
Yeah. Long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
He's like a clean Theo. Because he even tries to do his act like Theo. You can kind of... He's a lot of old stories that you know aren't real.
Yeah. Well, so have you heard of Rocky Dale Davis? So this guy... This is kind of cool. So... I was watching through some TikToks last night, and I've seen him on TikTok before, but I saw some TikTok, and he was talking about, he was doing a bit about how he got accused of sleeping with his teacher in high school, and he said he was like on the front page, like thumbs up and everything, her mugshots next to him and stuff, and he said... he got interrogated. Like the cops like brought him in and they were like, "Hey, look, just let us know what happened between you and Miss So-and-so." And he said, "Dude," he was like, "I'm like 14 years old. Like if I would have slept with her, everybody, like I would have already told everybody."
Yeah.
So I would have like come over the intercom and been like, "Welcome to Brookwood High School. This is," and it was Brookwood High School, legitimately Brookwood High School. This Brookwood. And then I looked, he's got a podcast called Brookwood, Alabama. Might. When he's not on the road, that might be a good...
Yeah, that's funny.
Good person to see if he'll... And he's funny. He's good. He's actually really good. But yeah, he's funny. But yeah, I think the documentary was more comedic than it was actual documentary. So I don't think that they were really trying to set out to say that women aren't funny and
got you.
Yeah. But you know it's not funny?
You know, I can't tell which one you're about to do. I'd like to just go to mine.
Okay.
Cuz I don't think I want to step in that third one.
That's fine. You know it's not funny?
Well, it might. Well, when somebody dies, it's not funny.
Yeah.
Now, what I stumbled upon is it's not even a conspiracy. This is like in the news in Russia that Putin's out. He's either dead or not in power.
Okay.
Because, now let me find it because there's a lot, not a lot to this, but you gotta pay attention if I can find it. I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's right here. Here we go. This is Newsweek, so this is real deal.
Mm-hmm. So half the time when you say, "Hey, this is so and so," so it's real deal. I have no idea if it's a real deal or not.
Well, it's not Jim Bob's vlog post.
Yeah. Okay.
This is Newsweek.
Yeah.
This is Putin dead? Pay attention when Russia starts broadcasting Swan Lake. Do you know what Swan Lake is?
It's a
ballet.
Yeah.
One of the most famous ballets of all time. Mm-hmm. It's one of the few things that the Russian arts put out. Mm-hmm. It's Russian originally. It's their Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
It's their thing. Historically, over the years, and I'm talking like back into like, let's see if I can find the first one they did. Back into like the 70s, up until like 2015. When there's, especially when it's a rough person in power who's like like a control of media and such.
Yeah.
When there's a regime change for whatever reason, all of those like government funded TV stations and everything and radio stations just start playing Swan Lake on a loop. And the government claims that it like calms everybody down, and it keeps everybody from,
because they
something's
have like
gone
a little
wrong.
pride.
Yeah, it's like putting Cocoa Melon on for the kid when you need them to stay calm for a little while.
Yeah.
They put on Swan Lake.
Does it work?
I don't know if it works, but they did it in 82. They did it in like 81, 82, 84, 91, 2011, 2014, and it was all during like regime changes. And like 3 days ago, Kremlin TV's playing Swan Lake on a loop.
And that could just be I'm playing devil's advocate.
But then if you go to Russia, and you ask just anybody on the street what's going on if they're playing Swan Lake on TV, everybody's like, somebody's dead. They all know that's what that means.
Well, in my head, it could be that like they're going through a hard time. I mean, essentially the entire world's against them.
Yeah.
At this point, and so maybe they're trying to like. Okay. Is there another?
That's it.
That's.
But it means something to those people.
Man,
it even says
hold on.
They didn't find a wedding ring or something with his finger in it.
Hold on.
There's no DNA.
The way that you talked this up before the podcast, which you're like, man, I've done a lot of reading.
I
into
did.
This.
I read this whole article. It was long. There's nothing else you need in it. I told you everything. Seriously. That's it. Do you think there was a finger or something?
I don't know. I thought there was something
there
other
was a
than
note.
They're playing Swan Lake on TV.
But that means something.
Hey, in the U.S.
Hey, are you from Russia?
Anytime.
Hey, did you grow up in Russia?
Anytime there's a big problem, like the inflation's going up, they start playing reruns of The Office on Comedy Central. Last week, they were playing an episode of.
So that's completely different. Good. That's fine. I don't give a fart if he's dead or not.
Hey, I don't care.
I
believe that he's dead. You've brought me some hard hitting evidence this week, and I think he's dead.
If you're Russian, you care about that, and you're not, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, that you know of.
Oh, sweet. No, this. Okay. All right. That's all I had for Putin. I didn't say Putin was dead. I said there's a conspiracy that Putin's dead.
3 minutes of hard hitting evidence. I'm glad we brought that to the table.
That's excellent condensation.
Look, we ain't talking about water. We're talking about.
I condensed it down. That was excellent condensing.
Okay, so we're going to have to talk about the other thing that was above this.
If you want to, we got plenty to talk about.
No, not anymore.
All right, go.
I thought that was going to be a chunk of it.
No, that was
Jesus.
You can step in this first, and I'll clean up.
I don't even remember. Hold on. I don't even remember what you were saying about all this to begin with.
No,
but this is something that this is something separate that So I went to a Catholic wedding this weekend.
Okay, good. Maybe this is what we need to talk
and I like Catholic churches. Have you been to, yeah, have you been to Catholic churches?
Yes. A couple.
Man,
they're pretty.
Yeah. And back whenever I used to do media and stuff, I learned a lot about Catholic churches and about their architecture.
Do they have good acoustics?
They do. They have really good acoustics. And they also, their architecture is all art. And it's meant, everything in most like Catholic churches, I'm not going to say all of them, but is to bring your eyes upward.
Yeah.
To like,
heaven.
Yeah, to heaven. But I like Catholic churches as like if they closed every Catholic church down as a church, and then we're like, this is an art museum.
You just open them back up.
You just open them back up because that's all. I mean, they are.
Make it,
yeah, that's all they are. Really, it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, they had. I'm talking about. There were 20 of these like ornate scenes that were depicted across both walls, and it was like Jesus' crucifixion. And I was like, man, this is just like, you know, I don't like a lot of art stuff.
Yeah,
but
not
like
super artsy.
this is like cool to see an artist's representation of the gospel.
Yeah.
And like looking on the walls and seeing all that stuff, they had like a statue of Mary here. They had a statue of Joseph holding baby Jesus, which I was like, that's weird because like you don't hear much about Joseph, but I guess I'm sure he did hold baby Jesus at one point.
Yeah, changed his diapers.
Maybe you only really hear about him like once or twice. So
Not too much.
yeah.
So there's Presbyterians have some churches like that too, especially older ones. Shoot, the one downtown's pretty ornate.
Yeah. The Presbyterian church.
Yeah, but we know people.
Catholic school is pretty ornate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like a castle.
Yeah.
Which they're Holy Spirit Catholic Academy or something. Which is Anyway, we know people that became Presbyterians to get married in a specific old Presbyterian church because you had to be of that denomination to get married there.
My wife grew up Catholic, and she said this past weekend that they do not consider a marriage a legal marriage if you weren't married by the Catholic Church. That's what she said. I haven't done any research on it. She probably didn't either. But
I don't want to be in the Catholics database anyway.
nah, they got too many child pokers in there. But yeah, I if you ever get a chance to go to a Catholic church, go check it out. You know, I've been to some like in the Bahamas and stuff, and they're still like very like ornate, and man, they got to have a lot of money to put these churches up. I mean,
yeah, they make money.
I'm sure all churches do, but
Well, the ones that are running.
yeah. Speaking of Catholics, have you heard about the Canadians wanting to euthanize poor people? There's a
Okay, I got to stop you because
okay.
that would have been perfect. There was no way I was going to be able to organically do it, so I'm just going to explain it to everybody. This is a very funny thing to do to people.
Okay.
So you just started that story like the Canadian government's thinking about euthanizing poor people, like homeless people. So so if you're in a circle and you have that story in your head, you tap me and like, Lee, you'll get a kick out. You'll like this story, and then tell like the horrible headline, and it just
you'll get a kick out of this.
You'll love this. Hey,
they found a dead baby in a trash can last week. Yeah.
Hey, you'll love this story.
I'm gonna start doing that.
It's hilarious. I saw it in a video.
Yeah.
And then I've done it, and it works, and it's funny.
Yeah. I'm gonna start doing that at the fire station.
You'll get a kick out of this.
I do a lot of stuff like that at the fire station.
Oh,
like,
it's a Josh thing.
Yeah.
It's Joshy for sure.
somebody was
Are you glad I just stopped you cold turkey to
I
explain
don't
that?
care. That was not.
Well,
that was a
sighed.
That was a horrible transition anyway on my part. So
You audibly sighed when I
did?
said yes.
Man.
When I said, oh, "Hold up, let me explain this," you said, "Oh,
I did.
yes." You can play it back after this when you get done.
Hey,
It's
maybe Meg's right. Maybe I do sigh a lot, and I don't realize it.
the weight of the world was on your shoulders over there. Catholics.
Yeah. Speaking of Catholics, Canadians have this thing. So it's a state-funded thing. They'll already do this to like old people. Like they'll euthanize old people in Canada. Like if you decide I don't want to live anymore.
Oh, physician-assisted suicide.
Yeah, they'll do it.
It's legal in parts of America.
Yeah, they'll do it. Well, but this is like a state.
Yeah,
like they're paying for it.
Well, it's all state because they're a single-payer healthcare system. But yeah,
no,
not single-payer, government-funded healthcare.
All state's an insurance company. the
euthanize old folks.
They euthanize, state-funded euthanizing of old people, and now they've decided to extend it to poor people. So homeless people, if you just feel like life's not worth living anymore, they will pay for you to kill yourself.
That's the government. It's the Canadian government.
I mean,
why not? If you don't care,
why not? Do we need to go into it? Or
I mean, that's in. But obviously, that's the thought that goes through their head at some point.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Hey, you know what? You're right. You aren't worth saving.
I don't remember who. Hold on, I'm going to find something because it's important. It's a quote.
You can go to prison in the U.S. if somebody says, hey, life's not worth living anymore, and you send them a text back that's like, yeah, you're probably right. You should kill yourself. You can go to prison for that.
Yeah.
But the Canadian government's like, well, we'll do it for you.
I'll never find it. But I don't know who it was, but it was some famous figure in history said, I can gauge your culture based off of how they treat their kids and their old people.
Oh, Hitler.
No.
He said that.
It wasn't Hitler. A society is measured by how it cares for its elderly citizens and its children or something.
Adolf Hitler.
Yeah. Okay, sure. He said it.
Yeah.
It's still a fine quote.
Yeah. Hey, he wasn't wrong about everything.
Yeah. He had some fine points.
Yeah. The genocide.
Yeah.
Everybody, what's the joke that
I'm a fan of Bill Cosby's later stuff.
Yeah. I like Bill Cosby's later stuff. Yeah. Anyways, that's insane to me though, that a government's like, yeah, we'll help you out if you need. I guess it does it stop people from jumping off bridges and then city workers have to clean it up or something? Or
yeah, I don't know if
they're just such a burden on the.
I wonder if anybody's like signed up for it. But then we'll have 10,000 people come with pitchforks if they find out like a animal shelter's killing dogs they can't get rid of.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah. Hey,
we'll burn that place to the ground.
Hey, the Tuscaloosa Metro Animal Shelter's about to have to kill like 15 dogs this week because nobody wants them. Everybody's going to post about it on Facebook.
Freak out.
Yeah, but then, hey, Tom decided he was done with life today.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Oh, good for Tom. Tom's body. Tom's choice.
Yeah. Well, and so one of the things that they're saying about this bill is because that they don't have a quality of life.
Right.
Like one person said, when the family of a 35-year-old disabled man who'd resorted to euthanasia arrived at the care home where he lived, they encountered urine on the floor, spots where there was feces on the floor, spots where your feet were just sticking. Ugh. Like if you had stood at his bedside, when you went to walk away, your foot literally stuck. According to the Canadian government, the assisted suicide law is about prioritizing the individual autonomy of Canadians. One may wonder how much autonomy a disabled man lying in his own filth had in weighing death over life.
Because he was like bedridden in a hospital that was doing a very poor job.
I think it was in his home.
Oh,
yeah, he was in his
so
home.
His family was letting him sit in that? They ought to go to jail.
Why?
Or were they the caretakers?
Yeah.
I guess you euthanize them. So
euthanize all of them.
I mean, if it's a pet, if that's what we're going to bring it down to.
Maybe we should start having... I just thought of... My brain literally just thought of homeless shelters. Because it was like, maybe we should have a place like they have like pounds.
Yeah.
Where dogs that don't have a home can go. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, that's a homeless shelter. Somebody thought about that already.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't know how to transition into this. I saw some videos this week of behind the scenes making of The Greatest Showman, which there was a funny comment within the TikToks that was men only want Wolverine or Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine. All Hugh Jackman wants to do is sing and dance. And I thought that was pretty funny.
That's true. That's all he wants to do. Well, he's a Broadway guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. From, back in the day.
Way back. And still does Broadway when he's not making movies.
Yeah. I mean, makes sense.
Yeah.
If that's what you like to do. So there were two. Essentially, they had this big meeting with a bunch of producers in Hollywood, and there were two stories that came out of this meeting. This meeting was it was a pitch meeting to see if the producers wanted to make the movie. Right before this pitch meeting, Hugh Jackman found out he had skin cancer. He had to get like 80 stitches in his face. And the doctor, this was the day before the pitch meeting, and he was supposed to be singing in the pitch meeting. The doctor said, do not sing because you're going to rip every stitch out of your face.
Don't be moving your face around.
Don't be moving your face around. And so they got one of the other guys in the thing to sing his parts, and he just kind of like acted. Yeah, and so that they would see Hugh Jackman playing the character while somebody was singing. And about halfway through the song, he was just so overcome with emotion that he started singing the song. Anyway, and like the whole room is just like getting into it. You know, they're like the producers are standing up, and like then there's a second story that comes out of this that was it's the bearded lady. Kiela Settle? I don't know. Anyway, so this girl was not originally supposed to be in the movie. The actress that plays the bearded lady. And then they just wanted her to do the audition to sing the song in the pitch meeting. So she starts singing the song, and she's like kind of behind her music stand, and she starts singing the words to the song. And then at one part she gets into it. She's like, it's the big song that she has where it's like, this is me. Like, I'm showing you who I am. Yeah. Like, nobody, you shouldn't care that I have a beard, blah, 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 blah. And I'm talking about, she starts getting into it. She starts crying. Everybody else in the room starts getting up. And everybody else is like into it, and they're like getting into it. And Hugh Jackman holds her hand at one point, and like, just like producers are audibly just like, oh, this is amazing. And then that's how she got the part because she was so passionate in the audition. And it just makes me think, have any of these people been to church?
Right.
Because like that, you can experience that every Sunday if you choose to.
And actually, it's because
what I saw was a bunch of people trying to find something.
Right. It's a God-sized hole, and we're filling it with everything we can possibly get our hands on other than God.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm sure it was a good movie. I don't like musicals.
I don't either. It was fun.
I was in the movie theater, and literally every time somebody started to sing, I did that audible sigh, like, and I groaned. I was like, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah. Just say it.
Yeah, that's it. I don't want you to sing it. Just talk me through it. But yeah, I mean, if you go back and watch the videos, they're all over YouTube. They've got like 44 million views.
I won't.
They're interesting videos to watch, and just to see these people, like the way that it's like, and like I wonder, like, is that a spiritual?
It's emotional, but it's not spiritual.
But it could be the other side.
Well, more power to you then, if that's what you want to dabble in.
You know.
Yeah. But yeah,
he's a deceiver.
Certainly.
So he can make you feel. He can make you feel emotions and have a spiritual connection with something that,
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
could be. I literally, as I was watching those videos and these people were just overcome with emotions and all this other stuff, I'm
Yeah.
like, there's something else out there, guys, and it's better than what you're doing. Like, it's more sustainable
It's
than
better.
what because you're having this one experience within this setting, and you can have that experience every day of your life if you choose to. Probably not every day, maybe every day, but anyways,
I couldn't imagine kicking my chair over and cheering with.
I'm talking about they were, dude. One of the producers was, I think she was standing up on her chair or standing on and she was just like, yeah, you are. This is you.
So I would say those people are deranged. Or like you're so off that like your calibration has gotten, like you need your front end aligned, your emotional front end, like everything. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying, but I've had emotional reactions to
Things
music
that I
and
have
things,
too.
and so like I'm not gonna say that like it's you're emotionally deranged or anything. It's like you can feel emotions from other stuff, but that's not gonna sustain you. Like if all I had was the
Yeah, I don't
emotional
think it's
reactions
real either.
I
I don't think it's real until you see a football game, and then it's 100,000 people doing that.
Wait, what do you say?
I think it's BS that those people would be that excited over somebody singing. But then you look at a football game and 100,000 fans
people are screaming,
doing the same thing at the same
I got
time.
you. Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, you can
You were
definitely...
counterpointing yourself.
I was counterpointing myself. Yeah.
Yeah. And but that's not going to sustain you.
It's the whole.
Yeah.
It's-
Because they're not playing football every day. Your team's not playing football every day. You're not.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, essentially, that's why people get caught up in like gambling and
Anything.
addictions and other stuff is because they've got that high or that
trying
feeling,
to find it.
and they're chasing after that thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We might link the videos down in the comment section so you can check it out if you want to. But if you don't want to, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Don't care. So
Looks like we got some silly stuff.
yeah, I think we do.
I'm all for silly.
Did you have some? You had some stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is we did the. I don't know if we did it on the podcast or if we just talked about it afterwards. Are there more wheels or doors in the world?
It's definitely doors.
Okay, so there's a new one. Are there more eyes or more legs?
Legs.
Think about an insect. How many eyes does an insect got? A bunch.
6.
Huh?
How many eyes does an insect have? 2.
No.
Some don't.
Yeah, some don't, but some of them have
Yeah.
like 100.
How many millipedes are there?
How many eyes millipede got?
Not a million.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
They don't have a million legs either.
Yeah.
Or centipedes or roly-polies. There's a lot of legs crawling around on the ground.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Every dog's doubled up on legs. And cat. Pretty much every mammal.
I hear you, but I think
We might have just answered that one.
there's a
pretty
lot
quick.
of eyes.
I think we might have
There's a
just
lot of
answered.
eyes out there.
We doing eyes of needles?
Huh?
Are we doing
Yeah.
needle eyes? Then are we doing chair legs? we
Hey,
can,
keep going. Yeah. An eye of the storm.
not a lot of them, but they're when they're there.
You'll feel them.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
What about legs of races? Like the first leg, the second leg. A lot of legs out there.
Oh, man, my brain was not on. My brain was not on
It wasn't
that type of
calibrated
race.
for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
I was thinking ethnicities.
Oh.
Almost.
Oh.
Yeah. That was my one. You got something? You got
I got plenty.
Yeah, give me one.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Why do ducks have tail feathers?
So they can shake them?
Cover their butt quacks.
Oh, we're doing jokes now.
I'm just finding
We're
stuff.
doing jokes now.
I'm just finding stuff.
Uh,
I have a very funny thing too, and I'll do it really quick.
Okay.
Okay, so it's on the Meat Eater podcast. It's an episode of Meat Eater 2 on Netflix. It's a guy in South Texas that hunts hogs for a living. He traps hogs, and he traps a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And then he hauls them to the slaughterhouse and makes money off per pound. That's what he does for a living.
Yeah.
And he gets paid by the ranches that he works on to get rid of it. So he gets paid twice to haul off hogs.
yeah.
So he was being interviewed by the Meat Eater guys, and they were asking him like what's the biggest, like what's a good haul? And he was like X number of pounds.
Yeah.
And another guy was like, man, what do the processors say when you show up with like a full trailer like that? And he's like, oh, there's Aaron again. That's what the processors think when he shows up with a huge load of truck. No, there's Aaron. Like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
I just thought that was really funny. I'm going to try and figure out a way to use that in the real world.
So this is very interesting. This isn't funny at all. Maybe a little bit at the end. So they have started doing research on women's brains. And so there was this one case where this lady got into a real bad car accident, and she had donated her body to science. And they were studying her brain tissue and found a discovery that she had Y chromosomes in her brain. Like in her brain tissue. And they essentially had figured out that it was only happening in women who, well, I mean, it happens in men, but they were the women that it was happening to. The only ones that it was happening to were women who had been pregnant. And then they filed that down even more, that it was women who were pregnant with male pregnancies. So like men, like they were having the Y chromosome was stuck in their brain after the male had been born. And it says 63% of the women that they had looked at had their kids' tissue stuck in their brain. The Y chromosome from their male pregnancies. This is not a joke. There was one lady who's 94 years old, and they found some of the tissue from her male birth in her brain.
Oh, that's it.
And they think that it could also, the fetal tissue could also could be a contributing factor in dementia. Yep.
So the Duggar lady doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, she's gonna be.
She probably don't even know she's a woman anymore. She's got so many Y chromosomes in her brain.
Yeah. Some might even think it was an extra chromosome, but
Stop it. So, there's some. This has nothing to do with that, but I did hear. No, it does. It actually does have to do with that. I did hear that we have more brain neurons in our stomach than dogs have in their brain. And so, like, there's scientifically something to like gut feelings because they're connected to your and like butterflies and like there's something. We don't have all those neurons in our stomach.
Yeah.
For no reason. Yeah, I don't. That's all I got.
I mean, yeah, that's interesting for sure. Did you know air at gas stations used to be free? And now, like, I mean, it's
25 cents a minute or something.
Yeah, 25 cents a minute. Do you know why they started charging?
Nope.
Inflation.
What do you call a computer teacher who touches his students? A PDF file.
PDF file. PDF file. Okay. Well, that makes this one. I can go with this one. Do you know why the 7 dwarves laugh while they're playing soccer?
No. Oh, yes, but I don't remember. I've heard this
the
joke.
grass tickles their balls.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh.
Soccer balls.
Yeah. What do you think?
No, that's what I was making sure you knew.
How does NASA put together a party? They plan it.
So stupid. My wife told me to pick up 6 cans of Sprite the other day from the store. I got home and I realized I picked 7 Up.
7 Up.
Dang it.
Dang.
I messed
You tried.
up. I did.
This isn't a joke, but when I was watching a TV show, and he was at a guy was at a strip club, and his wife called him, and he said he was at a fundraiser.
I think I've seen that video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then everybody started playing in on it, or
Oh, nah. No, this was like this. I think this is
how would you cover up like? And next up on the stage is Candy.
It was I don't know, but it was.
Yeah. I'm at a fundraiser.
He was like, I'm at a fundraiser, and then he got off the phone, and the guy was like, "You just lied," and he's like, "Are they not raising funds for their children?" He's like, "This is a fundraiser."
Yeah, this is a fundraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically.
I don't agree with that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're American when you're going in and coming out of the bathroom. What are you in the bathroom?
American.
European.
Yep. I like it. I got another one. What do you call a cat? What do you call 2 cows spying on each other? A stakeout.
They're so like,
Yep.
you want to know the answer. Like, you want to be able to figure out the answer because there's got to be
That's
like.
why I don't give you a ton of time.
Yeah. Bruce Lee was fast, but his brother suddenly was faster.
Suddenly. Yeah, I've heard that
Yeah.
one. That's funny. All right, I have a would you rather.
Okay. I got 2 more dad jokes.
Okay, good. Well, okay, go. Wait, I want you to think, what are your 2 favorite animals? So just think about that while you're doing your last 2 dad jokes. Yeah.
Do you know what genre national anthems are?
No.
Country.
Yeah.
It's right there in front of you every time.
It's so true.
It's just so stupid.
I'm so mad I'm cleaning my table.
So I was started running. This is already
Yeah.
a lie. I started running recently, and on my run, there's a graveyard that I stop by or run through. And the other day, I was running through and I had to go real bad, so I kind of popped a squat next to a gravestone. And there was this other guy that was running through too, and as he ran past, he said, "Morning," and I said, "No, I'm just pooping."
Morning. I've got a poop joke.
Okay.
A dung beetle walks into a bar, asks, "Is this still taken?"
I said that one like 2 weeks ago.
Did you really? Dang.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think I said it right before I said a baby seal walks into a club.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's fine. Blind guy walks into a bar.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Ouch. Yeah.
You got your 2 animals?
Do
Do you have another joke?
I think that's all my. I'm just making sure. Oh, do you want to talk about Limelight?
Okay. Would you like to?
I mean, I'd have to look at the video.
I would too.
Okay.
Do we want to titillate the audience?
Yeah.
Next week?
Next week we talk about
Where the term limelight comes from.
yeah.
Comes from lime.
Comes from
It's combustible. They'd put a metal tube behind it and shine the light on you.
There you go. That's the
Called
whole,
limelight. That's really what they would light a block of lime on fire and put like a frying pan behind it, and it
Yeah.
would shine light into you.
and then they would. That's how they would make
Get in the limelight.
Get in the limelight. Yep.
It was Flash before. I guess, was it before Flash Powder? You remember those? Or was it an evolution from Flash Powder to like Flash?
I think it was Limelight and then Flash Powder.
Really?
Powder.
Powder?
Flash Powder.
Yeah.
Um.
Well, never mind. We just did it.
Yeah.
That's Limelight.
There it is. Limelight.
I guess I had better video retention than I thought.
Have you ever thought about Harry Potter and Star Wars are the same thing?
Most of them are.
Yeah.
The overarching storyline of most things are very similar.
Yeah. Well, it's a orphan who's taken in by his aunt and uncle who didn't want him to learn the ways of magic or the force.
Killed. Yeah.
And then a weird uncle comes along and fights evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimately defeats evil.
Yeah. But
All right. Did you come up with your animals?
I'm still trying to think of it,
All right.
honestly.
Then I've got another
hold
would you
on.
rather
Okay.
for you.
Hold on. Let me just think about it for like 2 seconds.
All right. And I don't mean like Baloo. I mean like an animal.
Yeah.
Your 2 favorite animals.
Yeah. A monkey and lions are pretty cool.
So in a world where you could pull this off, you have to I Am Legend German Shepherd choke one to death. Which one are you doing?
Monkey. Yeah, monkey.
You had to think about it.
Yeah. Because for a second I was like, monkeys are.
But this is a world where you can do it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to do more of the heartstrings thing. Because if it was like Labrador retrievers and rabbits,
Yeah.
you'd be like, well, now you got to choke one to death.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
I think it would be easier to choke. I think emotionally,
Yeah.
it would be easier to choke a monkey or a lion because I'm not.
Either one. Neither
I don't
one
have an
would bother
emotional
you.
connection to
You
them.
just like them. You know?
They're cool animals.
Yeah.
It's not like I like them because they're cool, not because they have big
You
eyes
have
or
some
something.
attachment to
Yeah.
'em.
I
All
like
right.
their big teeth and
This is a good one. This is a good would you rather. This
Okay.
is the only would you rather I have. You're either top half fish or bottom half fish.
I think we've done this one before.
I don't, but you can still talk and
Yeah.
breathe oxygen. You're just Josh, but you're top fish, and I'll let you pick the fish.
Okay. What part is the bottom part from where to where?
Belly button down.
Like
Waist down. Wiener's involved in the
Yeah.
fish.
Dang it.
But you'd have just fish arms. You wouldn't have arms.
Yeah, but you couldn't like walk around, could you?
If you were a bottom half fish, or if you were a bottom half person, top half fish, you could walk around.
Yeah. I guess bottom half.
You'd you'd have to be in a wheelchair
Yeah.
or water.
Yeah,
A
because
movable pool.
I mean, I still want to be able to like just be like I feel like I can still
you
be
could
a person.
Still be Josh.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be like
No, you can talk and stuff.
still.
You still have your personality. Your brain is Josh.
I'm gonna. Who in the world would marry a top half fish?
You're already married. She can't divorce you.
Well, like all of a sudden I'm gonna get into I'm gonna fall into a vat of acid, and then
Exactly. All these energy drinks. You just wake
Eventually.
up and you're half fish. Top half or bottom.
I
or
still-
would you like to go half and half?
No.
Like long side.
You'll still have half a fish wiener.
I don't even think they have. I think they just lay. It depends on the fish you pick.
It's a
What if you went
A beluga whale has a penis.
that they thought was Loch Ness?
Huh?
It's like 8 feet long. And look,
Yeah.
they thought Loch
Have
Ness.
I ever
might
told you
be-
that I saw a beluga whale mating?
Probably we did a whole segment on whale wieners, so there's no way you didn't tell me this story.
Yeah. I was at the Atlanta Zoo
You know what they're
or
called?
Atlanta Aquarium. Whales?
Baculum. That's what
Baculum?
baculum is what.
They're big.
Nice. Good grief.
They're just big. I mean, they're
For
big.
anybody not watching, Josh just licked his lips. They're big.
They're big, man.
So you're going fish bottom?
beluga whale bottom.
No, you wouldn't fit. You'd just be outside.
Hey, maybe I could start a new career.
Oh, people'd come to see it. But you'd have to be real secretive because the first person with a fake camera phone puts it on the internet. Now people can see it for free.
Yeah, but people are still going to want to pay to see it, I'm sure. Just because you see a video of a fireworks show doesn't mean you don't want to go see fireworks in real life. You, different.
Yeah, true.
Normal people.
Hey,
What are you coming to this side of the table for, bro?
I accidentally spit and I just wiped it up
Okay.
so you didn't get it on you. You're welcome.
It's just real weird just to all of a sudden be
You
like
didn't
this.
see me do what I did.
No, I didn't.
Man, I just did it right there too. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
On that note, man,
Yeah.
episode 107 in the books.
107.
It was cool up here. It was nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like the setup.
Yeah,
But,
we got to tear it down.
On that note,
On that note,
thanks for letting us in your hearts and minds, your homes, your places of work.
and your blowholes.